Okay, so I want to discuss something in Japanese culture, which is the customer is God, or the idea of the customer is always right. And I always wondered about this saying. Why is it so emphasized on the customer, and why it's not the product? Like, why is it the customer who is always right? Why why the emphasis is always on the customer and not the product? And it took me, I think, around 10 years to understand this. And the main reason is because I realized that even if you are very good at creating a product, like let's take two people. The first one is very great at creating a product, and the second one is understand their customer very well. The person who understands the customer very well would make more money than the person who understands the product very well. And it's very interesting because you will think if someone is very good at creating a product, like if you think of entrepreneurs like look at society, try to find problems in society, and then they try to come up with solution for the problems. And they think in their mind, okay, if I solve a problem in society, society is gonna reward me with money. And I'll give you a simple example. For example, let's say you like food, and you like cooking, and you like making different recipes, and you live in the United States, and you look around you, you see a lot of fat people, obese people, and you say to yourself, okay, so there's a lot of fat and obese people in society. So this is a problem in society. A lot of people just eat fast food, um, bad food with chemicals. So you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna solve this problem. I'm gonna open a restaurant that serves healthy food, and you go on with your idea, and you make a restaurant. You make food that's good, healthy for people, and you don't see many customers coming to you, and you wonder why. Like, you make healthy food that's good for people health, but people would still choose to go to McDonald's. So why is this? Um, and the main reason it's there's no real problem with your product, but there is a customer preference of how they like their food. Of course, there's, let's say, 0.1% of society, like one out of 100 people would come and eat at a healthy restaurant, but 99.9 of people would just go with fast food. Um, and it's not really about understanding the product, it's more about understanding the customer. So what does most of people want when they buy food? They don't really care about how healthy the food is. All they care about is price. Is it cheap? Taste. Does it taste good? Advertisement. Does it look like good at the picture? Does the product have like good marketing that whenever I think about food or whenever I am hungry, I immediately think about this like restaurant? Um, is it addictive? Do I like eating it like every day? So those are the things that people cares about when they buy food. They don't really care about how healthy it is, how good it is for your like body. And this is where people who understand customer make more money than people who understand product. And that's why you see like most of the multi-billion uh, companies or food franchises are, most of them are fast food chains. You never see like a healthy food franchise that is successful. And the reason it is not the idea, the reason is the customer. The customer chooses what they want to choose. And brands like McDonald's, they really understand their customers. So this took me a really long time to understand. Like, I always thought, okay, if I do my best and if I make the best product, the market is gonna love me. But it's less about understanding the product and more about understanding the customer and what the customer buys and what the customer wants. And what you think is good is very different from what the average customer thinks is good. Because most of the time you might be an expert, but the average customer is not an expert, and they buy according to certain signals. Like, for example, good marketing. If they see like a good marketing, like the burger looks very good at the picture, they're more likely to buy the food than if the food is actually like healthy for you. So yeah, this is something very interesting. It took me like really long time to understand. I always wondered like why customer is always right, and why they say like the customer is God. They say the customer is God because the customer is actually the one who gives you money. So if you want to make money, you have to focus more on the customer rather than focus on the product. I know it sounds kind of weird, but yeah, this is the world we live in. It's, you have to understand your customer like demographic, like psychology. And that's why it's very easy for people who overcame a problem to sell to their like previous avatar. Like let's say for example I'm obese and I lost weight. And now I'm healthy. Like, because of this, I can sell a program for obese people who want to be healthy. And the reason I'll be more successful than, let's say, a very good trainer, the reason is because I really understand the obese person feelings. I understand their struggles, their feelings, their journey, because I've been in their position, and because I've been in their position, I can help them more. And the customer doesn't really care about how much you're an expert in something. The customer cares more about how much you understand them. If you can understand them, you can speak their language, then they will give you more trust. So yeah, this is something I really thought it was interesting. Understanding your customer is more important in business than understanding or even making the best product in the market.